break down, the good, bad, the ugly of this season, and just kind of how you went through it?
Season had a lot of ups and downs as a team, personally, and I think I haven't had much time to reflect on it, but just flying home last night, it really hit me like it was a very, very fun, honestly, a fun year with everything we went through, guys in and out of the lineup. It builds character personally, but also as a team. I think, at least in my opinion, the team we had has never been through a lot of the stuff that we went through this year. So a lot of the stuff that we went through was new things, and you can only build from it, and you can grow from it, and you come back next year and you build off of that.
Donte, I know you guys fell short. You didn't meet your expectations there. But as far as your expectations, your first season here, did they meet them as far as the locker room goes, the coaching staff, the culture within the Warriors?
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I made the decision to come here. I knew what I was getting myself into, and that's where I wanted to be. It's what I wanted to be a part of. And like I said, all the ups and downs this year, you're never going to go somewhere and everything's just going to be sunshine and rainbows. You know what I mean? So like I said, I haven't really had time to reflect on it because I'm still kind of disappointed and frustrated that, we lost. But, briefly, just very appreciative of everybody in the organization just to, bring me in and allow me to continue to grow every single day on and off the court because I feel like I've made great strides on and off the court this year.
How about meeting your expectations as far as your play and kind of your role? Because you were obviously one of those guys who stepped in for injuries and were in and out as far as starter, off the bench, certain things like that.
Yeah. Personally, you look like selfishly, you look at it as when guys were out of the lineup, that was my chance to kind of expand my role, grow as a player. And I think for me, the difficulties came when, all those guys came back. I think that's, it's hard when you go, Steph goes out and you step up and play in X amount of time and you're doing this, you're doing that. And then Wiggs goes out. And, you're dealing with Draymond's out and this and that. And, I felt like I was always the one kind of, like, you never know what to expect with me. And so when everybody came back, obviously there's a little bit of an adjustment. But we're a damn good team when everybody's back. And that's what that's what I saw. That's what I kept feeling. And like I said, it's funny, I'm not to, quote Giannis or anything, but like the steps, there's no failure in sports. Like the steps to success. That's how I'm looking at this year. How do we take everything we've been through this year and we build off of it and come back next year?
You obviously, made your presence known during this season, but, you have a lot of decisions to make this offseason, specifically with your player option. How are you looking at this summer, and is there a party that sees yourself back here next year, and how are you looking at that going into this offseason? How are you approaching that option?
I haven't thought, to be completely honest, I haven't really thought that much about anything in the offseason. Like, I thought we would still be playing right now, to be completely honest. What I will say is I absolutely love being a Golden State Warrior. The guys in the locker room, the coaching staff, the training staff, from day one, it's felt like home. So obviously, I would love to be a Warrior. But I'll cross that bridge, we'll figure it out with the front office and everything. We'll cross that bridge once we get there. My goal, this summer is to just get better, to be able to take a step next year for the Warriors and, try to expand even more, to be in a system familiar with and, just grow from there and, just get better as a player and as a man.
Will that bridge be the Golden Gate or the Bay Bridge?
That was a good one. That was a really good one. Love it. Hey, Don, yesterday I think you picked up your third foul. I think it was in the first half, but you guys had a lot of momentum at that point. Did you feel like that kind of stymied, some sort of momentum that you guys had and kind of changed the dynamic of the game?
I felt like a damn hack out there yesterday. But nah, a little bit. I think we were making a run. I forget at what point, but they were up 17. we cut the lead. I think, what was it, 10? 4. It was in the first half. Yeah, and we were feeling good. But obviously, it's a 48-minute game, and things kind of go back and forth. It's a game of runs. Do I think that specific event changed it? Not at all. But I think our physicality in the first half was good. I think that's kind of the team that we need to be going forward, is that physical team hit first and not let teams hit us.
You've formed a pretty good relationship with Jordan Poole over this last season. Just how have you thought, being in the room with him, seeing him behind closed doors and stuff, how have you thought that he's just navigated this season with the brighter spotlight?
I ride with Jordan till the wheels fall off, to be honest with you. The amount of attention he has, spotlight that he has on him. I've seen him come in every day and never change his work ethic, never change the type of person he is. And, for that I have a great deal of respect for. But the thing is, he's still willing to learn. He's still willing to accept, different voices for him to get better. But the one thing about JP that I admire the most is his confidence. It never wavers, and we're definitely going to need that to go forward. You can't have people out there that, second guess themselves or their confidence isn't at an all-time high. And I love sharing the court with Jordan. And like I said, no matter what happens with him, he's going to come in the next day and always be Jordan.
What do you think you need to work on this offseason just to better grow your game and develop? What are some of those areas that you're focused on? Just for me, it's kind of everything. I approach it in the offseason, it's kind of everything. It's not one specific thing. Like when I'm, especially with this offense, especially with this, this team, playing multiple different positions, guarding big guys, guarding, small guys, playing point guard. I think that's the biggest thing for me that I want to kind of develop more, is to be able to be, the point guard at certain lineups and be able to run the, get JP off the ball, let him run around, just do other things that can help the team and be kind of more versatile for me. I think it helps me personally get on the floor, and two, I think it will help the team.
Donte, how do you think yourself at times, and then other guys like JK and Moses, just fluctuating minutes, not necessarily knowing when they're going to come, how long you're going to be out there? Is that difficult at times this year, and just how did you guys handle that?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think I can speak for myself. Honestly, is like I said, when Steph goes out and Wiggs was out, was playing a heavy dose of minutes. Those guys come back from injury and stuff like that, and things change. And I think, with Moses, he was ready all season. And you never know, but you keep tapping that rock. You never know when it's going to break. And for him, it didn't. The regular season minute wise wasn't in his favor. And then he stayed ready, and when his name was called in the playoffs, he was ready to produce. Excuse me. And the same with JK is JK is going to be just fine. He's such a talented player, and he's learning and getting stronger every day, mentally as well. The league's not easy, and you can get swallowed up by the league in terms of you can get caught up in looking at what's being put out there. But I think what JK did a great job of is, although the minutes weren't going his way in the playoffs, he never wavered of what the ultimate goal was for him, was to win games, and he knew how to be a really good teammate. And I think that's the biggest
growth for him that he's shown me in the playoffs was he still stayed connected to his teammates and he still stayed, into it. Because it's very easy to kind of drift off and I'm not getting X, Y, Z, and so it's you got to give him credit when credit's due.
Donte, Alex Simon from Bay Area News Group. You've played under some of the best coaches, college level, pro level, which is what, I guess, in this year under Steve Kerr, have you been able to kind of take away from him, even playing experience, but even just coaching and kind of learning under him?
He's one of my favorite coaches to play for sure. He just has an approach every single day that he gives you confidence. He's not a rah-rah type of coach, but he knows how to talk to you as a person. He's not coming to you, talking to you as number 0 on the court. He's coming to talk to you as Donte. And I think for me, that was the biggest thing I appreciated when he needed to, get into me a little bit. He knew how to do it, and he knew how I would respond to it. So I think learning under him, my basketball IQ just grew. I think just seeing how he sees the game, it's always fun to play for a coach who played in the NBA. So I think that's the biggest thing for me I learned more about the game playing under him.